Hey guys, don't forget to check out the 3 brand new Orabomb shirts that just dropped, all coming in a variety of colors. Links are in the description if you guys are interested. Now, on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you another one of our live deck matches. This will be probably the last one before Celestial Storm officially releases on PCGO. I'll be trying to do more live deck matches, but it's going to be intermingled with our PCGO videos. I did ask that common question of the day last time, and you guys gave me a lot of good response about which one you like more, PCGO videos or live matchups, and you guys were pretty much 50-50 even split. So I'm gonna be doing a mix of content, just appease all you guys. But on the left, I am playing Shuppet with some Sableye deck, and on the right, my opponent is playing Scizor GX. So not Shuppet, I should say Bannete GX. It's Bannete GX versus Shuppet GX, versus Bannete GX versus Scizor GX. That is hard. Bannete GX I think is the best with Zoroark, but I'm trying out something different where I'm playing pretty much consistent Bannete, taking out the Zoroark and just playing straight Bannete with some text like Sableye over here. If you guys don't know what Sableye does, it's look at the top card of your deck, you may discard it. And my opponent over here is playing straight Scizor. The Scizor list I think is really cool. It's all about either being bulky and using Acerola a bunch, or being offensive and taking damage and hitting those 1-hit KO numbers with your ability. Before we get into the video though, we're already in the video, but don't forget to drop a like. We're gonna try to hit the like goal, 50 likes. If you guys hit 50 likes, we'll have these deck lists uploaded right away. I'm actually really excited about them. I think the lists are really cool. I'll answer a common question of the day, which is what's a good common question of the day? If I actually, I don't know. What's a common question today? I guess, what's your favorite ghost type Pokemon? Oh, I already asked that in one of the deck videos. Don't answer that one. What is your favorite restaurant? How about that? I'm hungry. So what's your favorite restaurant? I'm gonna go ahead and play it on Lily here to play it on Lele to get Lily. This deck is playing, I believe, 18 supporters, like a heavy count, so we can try to get 10 supporters and discard pile right away, as well as Mystery Treasure, Ultra Ball, and Acrobike. A bunch of ways to discard. It's very similar to Rayquaza, but you are playing Bannete. Now, Bannete's ability is really cool because what you can do is you can move one damage. If your Bannete is active, you can move one damage counter from one Pokemon to another Pokemon, so it can be anywhere on the board, which is really dope because it's a good way to give yourself some exact math. And its attack does 30 damage plus 10 more damage for each supporting discard pile, but you can only add 100 damage this way. So you can hit 130, 160 with a choice band, which is good because with your ability, you can generally knock out Lele's in one hit with a choice band, which is really cool. So we're playing a bunch of Kuis. No copycats in this list. I just found that copycat was underwhelming compared to the other supporters I'm playing. But as you can see, I'm using Sableye's ability here, and I found Cynthia, and I was debating if I want to discard it, but I do need to draw support next turn. This Scizor list is interesting because what you do is you apply a bunch of early pressure with Baby Duskmane there, putting 60 damage on GXs. If you have Dhelmises out, you can actually increase that output. I believe 2 Dhelmise and a choice band means you're hitting 110. On active GX and EX Pokemon, which can 2-hit KO pretty much anything, all for 1 energy, which is actually super dope. Well, you apply that early pressure while you set up your Scizors in the back, and then Scizors can hit 80. They hit 80 damage plus they hit 80 damage, and you take 30 less damage from attacks. And yeah, which is really cool for being bulky because you have 210 HP, right? And in this matchup, a psychic resistance too. So by using Steel Wing, I actually hit them for 50 less damage with my Shuppet or with my Bannete, which is actually really annoying for Bannete. But Bannete with his ability, you can see if it can pull through or not. Is there anything else I have to talk about? Post-rotation deck list will still be coming, but we'll do some Worlds format as well on PCGO, and we'll be battling viewers on PCGO as well. So if you guys want a chance to battle me, I generally battle Twitch subscribers, but I also randomly battle other viewers as well. But as you can see, I put the damage counter myself, but I moved it onto the Scyther on the bench using my ability, which is why I play the Rainbow Energies. It's a good way to easily move the damage from myself, and also lets me play tech Pokemon. I play Buzzwole GX, Baby Buzzwole in here, as well as some other things. I forgot the other one. We'll see. It'll come into. Oh, we also play Tapu Lele, the fairy type one I talked about in the Buzzwole video, but it's a good Rayquaza tech because Rayquaza can really ramp up damage. But as you can see, my opponent got out of Scizor already with 1 energy on it, and that's the thing about a lot of people were upset that Scizor has a 2 energy attack cost. We got to keep in mind that Scizor, it's in post rotation, you have the time to set it up, and there's no good fire type decks either, and you're very bulky, so Scizor can actually take advantage of it. And it also has that ability, which is super annoying because if you attack it recklessly, it can punish you for a lot more damage. Because the ability is if it has 100 HP or less, it'll do 80 more damage with this attack, which means the Steel Wing does 160, because 80 plus 80 is 160, 190 with a Choice Band, and if you have both Dhelmise down, you're hitting 210. Just rear your Steel Wing. Its GX attack is 100 damage plus 100 more damage if you're an evolution Pokemon, which is already annoying for Bannete too, because Bannete only has 190 HP because it's a ghost type. But yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting to say things like subscribe, share, all the good jazz. Hit that bell so you get notifications on my videos. Oh, I'm live streaming my my Celestial Storm pack opening on PCGO. I have 100 plus packs to open. I'm trying to get 200. Ideally, I don't have to open them all, and I can open some. Excuse me, I can open some and trade for the rest of the cards I need for videos. But twitch.tv/ab.aurabomb. Be sure to follow that. I believe it comes out on Friday. So I don't know the exact time though. So either it's going to be at noon or it's going to be at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. One of those two times I'll be opening the packs, 100 plus packs. So definitely be around for that. But the cool thing, so Bannete has a Wonder Tree cut. So you can see I'm abusing my ability over and over again because it only works whenever your Bannete is active. So I'm constantly switching between my Bannetes. I play cards like Switch in here. Of course, I play my 4 Guzmas. Bannete has a Wonder Tree cost, so I'm pretty liberal with retreating my Bannetes. And I just constantly be moving damage so I can put things in range easier for the future. This deck is all about playing long term. You have to be able to manipulate the damage very well, but it's also a good way to heal yourself as well. So he's gonna go ahead and hit me for another. She's gonna go ahead and hit my Bannete on the bench for another 60, because Baby Duskmane is actually extremely powerful. Move a damage counter on the Scizor again. Gonna go ahead and Mystery Treasure away the Judge to get another Bannete. I have another Choice Band in hand. I have a Cynthia. I do like Sableye a lot in this deck. I think Sableye is like super underrated as a card. Its ability is really, really cool and helps you control your top deck, which is always really nice. Like obviously it's like worse Magcargo in a sense, but you can discard, which is good for Sableye decks in general. And I was thinking about putting this in Rayquaza to help you discard energies, but in Rayquaza you need those dragons on your bench, so it wasn't really worth playing in Rayquaza. We do have another energy on good old Bannete in the active here, and we're gonna go ahead. We can hit. I don't know the exact number of supporters in my discard pile. I should have tried to keep a die on hand. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this thing out, but I'm sure I definitely knock out. I'm just counting up supporters here. Yeah, I'm sure I do. Just go ahead and assume that I do, because I don't have a die. But as you can see, this thing's a threat because it can just come in and GX me, hit me for 110 damage, or 200 damage, I should say, 230 thanks to the Choice Band. She's gonna go ahead and Cynthia here. Now, the cool thing about this deck as well is that you still have Solgaleo Prism, right? Which mid to late game, you can actually use Solgaleo Prism to just set up like multiple Scizors at once, as well as Solgaleo itself, because Solgaleo does hit 160, which is 190 with a Choice Band, which is 210 with 2 Dhelmise down. So, like, Solgaleo itself is definitely not a slacker in this deck. It can hit those big numbers. So let's see what we can do. We can put down another Shuppet. Do I want to put down another Shuppet? I do. I generally want to have 3 Bannetes down at all times. And I'm going to start moving damage. I'm trying to think about, I think at this point right now, there's nothing I can do. Because there's a lot of like thinking when it comes to this matchup. I think there's nothing I can do to avoid giving that man the boost. So I'm trying to just constantly put damage counters on it. Move another damage counter on the Lele. That way I can knock it out later, because I do hit 160 with the Choice Band. But I think there's nothing I can do to avoid giving Scizor the damage boost if he keeps using Steel Wing. So I'm just going to go ahead and accept my fate, just constantly move damages onto it until I can knock it down one hit. Thanks to Kukui, the possibility is always there, because Kukui, even if he does use Steel Wing, I can still hit 100. Because it's like I can hit 130, 160 with Choice Band. No, I can hit more than that. 180 with Kukui with minus 50. So I can hit 130, which means I can still knock it down one hit if I keep putting damage counters on it. But like in this game, it really is just a matter of who can get the most amount of Guzmas, who can get the most amount of Acerolas, because you want to knock out the other Pokemon on the bench, the weakened Pokemon, because we're all about whittling each other down and knocking out the things when we can. So I'm gonna I should be putting, oh no, okay, here's what's happening, right? I have no damage on my board to move, and I don't want to move any damage on his board, on her board, I mean. So I don't really have a reason to move damage this turn. The only thing I really want to do is take my prizes. So I'm going to go ahead and take 2 prizes here. It's one of those things where you have to get used to the fact that you don't have to worry about Judge so much. I don't want her to Acerola the Lele later, so I am just going to go ahead and bring this thing active so I can Oko it, and then all I have to do is get 1 more Guzma. Now, Bannete's GX attack is really useful in this case, because what it does is that it lets you put 3 cards from your discard pile to your hand, similar to exactly like Scizor GX's GX attack. So my goal is to is to use my GX attack to get those Goosebumps back in my hand so I can close the game off. So if I thin my deck, which this deck is crazy when it comes to thinning, if I thin my deck enough, oh, there's Ace Roll. As you can see, it's a problem for this deck because you're slowly spreading damage, but Ace Roll gets in the way. But we are at a stalemate. I just need to get a Guzma, and I think... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Mystery Treasure. I think just looking, yeah, get my last Bannete here. So what I want to do probably is Acerola, and I definitely want to, if I don't have Guzma in my hand this turn, what I want to do is I want to Acerola to avoid any knockouts, and evolve the Pokemon that are easy to knock out, like if I can keep, yeah, I'm gonna Acerola this turn, evolving the Bannete, and I want to, and I'm moving the damage counter from my Rainbow Energy onto the Scizor, and I'm definitely going to GX here. I'm going to get my Goosebumps back in my hand, because even if my opponent judges me, I have 3 whole Goosebumps in my deck. So this should keep me at a high enough count to still OHKO any of his bench Pokemon, because I only need 9 Pokemon in the discard pile to OHKO both Oranguru and Dhelmise, and in this case I only need 8, because if I use the Goosebumps next turn, as you can see, occasionally I forget to use Sableye ability. We're just gonna forget that, and I'm gonna use it between turns before anything important happens, just so you know, it's a reminder. You can see it becomes a problem. But her playing down that Kartana is super duper annoying for me, because now what she can do is that she can knock out a baby Pokemon on the bench, as well as use a GX attack. Oh, she can't use a GX attack, never mind, forget I said that. But Kartana getting rid of that energy for me means now I need energy and Guzma to win the game. So I just had to drop it. Like I said, I knew the judge was coming, which is why I put 3 back in the deck. I need a little bit more to win the game now, but as you can see, we did draw the Rainbow Energy and the Guzma, so this game is pretty much donezo, and we're gonna probably move on to game 2 in a second once she ends her turn, of course. But yeah, it's just a really cool, consistent deck. The only thing that sucks about it is how it is weak to Dark, which means that your Zoroark matchup is really rough. I think I mentioned this in my deck profile of the video, but you could kind of circumvent this by playing a second Baby Buzzwole and a Diancie, because if you Kukui like just say that you hit the 30 base damage with a Choice Band, that's 60, with Diancie that's 80, with Kukui that's 100. So you do hit Zoroarks for 200 damage, and with your Banette's ability, you can move 1 damage counter. You can just put everything in range more or less of by using your Banette's ability as often as you can. So it's a way to circumvent the matchup if it becomes a big deal. I do think playing straight Zoroark Bannete is probably a little bit better. You just take out like some of the Sableyes and the Acrobikes, and you just put in a 4/4 line, and then I think everything else in the deck list stays the same. You obviously play some DCEs and probably take out the Psychic Energies, or maybe keep a couple. I don't think the unit energy is Psychic Dark. Is it? It might be Psychic Dark. No, it's Dark Fairy Fighting. Okay, so never. So you can't play the unit energy. The Rainbow Energy still works on the Zoroarks as well, though. So, and then you play the Oranguru that puts the cards back into your deck just to shuffle back in DCEs. That's another deck list. I'll probably be doing that one on a TCGO live, because I want to try it out. But in my opinion, it's probably a little bit better because you can deal with Zoroark decks better. But it really just depends on how popular Zoroark is post-rotation. I think Zoroark is still strong post-rotation, so that's my idea when it comes to this. I think I'm pretty safe in discarding a Guzma, because I can just GX put the Guzmas back later. I'm gonna Ultra Ball here, get rid of Kukui and a Choice Band, unfortunately, which is why I put the Choice Band back in my hand, because I can't lose these Choice Bands. I need these Choice Bands to hit those numbers, put the things in range, things like that. So we are putting a couple of supporters in discard pile here, and we're gonna go ahead and grab a Lele. Oh no, we're gonna grab a Shuppet. Okay, so this is pretty awkward. I need to get down on Shuppet no matter what this turn. So also, I'm very tired when I'm recording this, so keep that in mind. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I don't want my opponent to Guzma up anything. I'm just looking at my top deck. It's a weird turn 1 on my part. I think I misplayed like really hard. Because you keep in mind, I'm recording these soon after vacation, so I'm extremely tired when I'm recording these. And I'm gonna keep the deck on top, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Evolve into Scyther, all that good jazz. Scizor, I mean. 2 Scythers on the bench, Dhelmise in the active, Oranguru on the bench. So she's already she's already like looking good so far, and she's gonna judge me here, which is good because I don't think I had anything in my hand. What I think what happened when I played this turn 1 is that I felt like I already played a supporter this turn, so I didn't grab Lele, because I could have grabbed Lele for Lily and drew like 6. So I don't understand why I didn't do that, but I'm like I said, I'm extremely terrible when I'm recording these, but I'm still trying to make the best plays possible. I remember there was one video where I misplayed like a bunch because I just didn't realize what was happening. So I splashed a bunch of water in my face, and that's why game 1 was pretty good, but I think game 2, I'm just getting tired again. I did get a Shuppet and an Acrobike, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop that, play Choice Band down. There's no field blowers, so just in general, there's not really field blowers, so I'm just dropping cards where I can. And I'm hoping I can get myself a Bannete here to evolve both of those things. I don't want to put my Choice Bands in harm's way, but at the same time, I don't want to shuffle them back in the deck because I do need to draw some good stuff. We did get, okay, we got an Ultra Ball, a Bannete, no energies those, but we can Ultra Ball some of these supporters away and get another Bannete here. That seems pretty decent. Like, we can Ultra Ball again the following turn to get a Lele, but I'm going to toss away that Lele and just end my turn. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth doing any of that stuff right now, because my opponent could judge me again, and that's my mentality there. If my opponent goozles me, it's not the end of the world because I already have one Bannete in the active. So, and my opponent did not goozle me. She's Cynthia, so it's all good. Everything works out in the end. It's all good. Yeah, I'm putting the supporters on the side now in game 2 because I realize that must be difficult for you guys to tell what's happening. But yeah, this game 2 is a mess. Please ignore me. Please ignore it, guys. Watch the video anyway, so I can show off the decks. But like, be easy on me in the comments because I'm very, very, very tired. Like I said, I was in for 3 weeks at a place that had an 8-hour time zone difference. So my sleep schedule is all sorts of messed up, and I'm trying to record these videos for you guys because we have three more days left, which means this goes up, and then the deck profile for the one for Bannete, then the deck profile for Scizor comes out, and then we got Celestial Storm legal on TCG. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get Lily because I can Lily for 6, and Lilying for 6 is probably better than playing a Cynthia. So you can save those Cynthias for later. We have 2 Bannetes out. We got a bunch of supporters in the discard pile, so we're gonna start hitting those big numbers. Ideally, what I can do is get, I think I need 9 down there to OHKO this Dhelmise, because Dhelmise is weak to dark, not psychic. We got Rainbow Energy. I'm gonna move the damage onto one of the Scizors. Yep. And I think that's that. Oh, actually, you know what it is? I think what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to avoid OHKOing the thing so I can keep it stuck in the active a little bit longer, put some damage on the board to move around later, and that's about it. I am using Save Lives ability. Choosing not to play it down, and yeah, so I'm hitting this thing for not knockout. There's only 8, so I'm just 10 short, which is perfect. I want to try to make her use her Acerolas like that, and just try to avoid taking knockouts and keeping things stuck in the active. But the more Acerolas she used, the better it is for me. But unfortunately, she does have the GX attack ready to go, but that's her GX attack for the game, so she can't do it again, which means if I'm careful with how I attack, I shouldn't be able to put her in range of OHKOing anything else. But the problem is, right now with 8 in the discard pile and a choice band, I hit enough to put her in range of her ability, which is something I'm trying to avoid doing. So I'm moving the damage counter back. So I think if there's 8 down there, that is 110 damage, 140 damage, and she GX, so she's not taking 50 less damage. So I actually can't attack her this turn, because if I do, I'm hitting her for 120, and 120 puts her exactly in range of her ability, which is annoying. So I think what I have to do here is I probably have to GX, which is a little bit, feels a little bit early, but I can put some supporters back so I can feel a little bit more comfortable attacking her. What I need to do as well is get another Shuppet down. So that's what I'm going to do here. I don't want to toss anything else in my hand, but what I'm planning to do is to get Acerola back and use Acerola next turn. That way I can attack her safely. But yeah, as you can see, this is definitely awkward, because if I put her in range of her ability, she's hitting me for 190 even without the Dhelmise. I am going to play down the Baby Buzzwole because I do want to attack with Baby Buzzwole next turn. Hitting for 120 is pretty strong, 150 with a choice band. It's all pretty good. It's pretty good. And if I hit her for 120 and I don't have any GXs down at the time period, besides of course Lele, I should be pretty safe. I should be able to keep my Bannetes alive and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I want to get a run Rainbow Energy back so I can attack with this thing next turn. With the choice band it's 150, which is pretty cool. If she uses the GX attack, it is back to 120. 120 is awkward because it does put her in range, but I'm okay with her being in range of I'm okay with the Scizor being in range against Buzzle because it's a 1 prize attacker, so it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2. I have an Ace Roll in hand, so 2 Guzmas and a Rainbow Energy is the goal there. Let's see what else we can do here. So she's looking around for copycats. This deck does play 3 copycats. The thing with the Scizor deck is that you play a heavy amount of energies and a heavy amount of draw supporters because, like I said earlier, it is a 2 energy attack cost. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you definitely need to have you definitely need to attach an energy pretty much every turn for this deck to be successful. If you whiff an energy attachment, you have a little bit of like leeway by attacking with Baby Duskmane or with Solgaleo Prism, but for the most part, you need to have an energy attachment every single turn. As you can see, she's continuing to have that trend, which is good for her. You go ahead and hit me for 120, thanks to the Delmise and the Choice Band. It's 80 plus, what's that? 80 plus 40, 120, yeah, dope. So I can Acerola this turn, attach the Rainbow Energy. I can move the damage, although it's not like the most necessary thing in the world. I'm an Acerola anyway, so yeah, okay, cool. Shuppet. Anything else I want to do? So I don't think I should have evolved that Shuppet on the bench into Bannete because, like I said, if she Guzmas me, she can knock me out. So that probably wasn't the best play in hindsight, and I am going to use Shuppet to stabilize ability before I end my turn, of course. And we're keeping in track the well, it's 9. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. I forgot about this because of her ability. Now I remember why I evolved, because by hitting her for 90 with her Steel Wings active, then yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry. It's been a while since we played this game. By hitting her for 90, I know it was safe to evolve into Bannete because she could not OHKO me because she's just out of range of her ability. But if she doesn't knock out anything next turn, I can Choice Band and take a knockout. That's what I wanted to do. Because even if she Steel Wings, I hit her for 120, 120 plus 90 is 210. So yeah, okay, big boy brains, big boy plays. She's gonna Acerola, which kind of sucks because now I can't do that play like I mentioned earlier. But it's fine. We just rinse and repeat, I guess. Although this time I'll be knocked out, which sucks, but it's okay. Actually, if I hit it for 90, I hit it for 110, and I think that puts her ability active. So it's still it was definitely a really good play on my opponent's part. A really good play because now I'm in this horribly awkward position and I can't really do much about it. I do want to I think I'm going to try to knock out that Scyther. I don't want to damage this Scizor because this Scizor is a little bit annoying. What I think I can do is I can move what I probably should have done is actually move a damage counter from the Scizor onto a different Pokemon. So actually I can still do that at the end of this turn, so it's not like a big deal if I can just remember. I'm just trying my best to keep her out of range. All right, there we go. Like I said, before anything important happens, I do want to take a look at my top deck because I do forget. As you can see, I'm going to put a Pog there so I can stop forgetting all the time. Because it's easy to forget, man. It's like the Decidueye, but because it's like less impactful on the board state, it's even easier to forget. She's gonna literally here just draw her, I think 2. Just trying to get more Scizors, Scythers down so she can attach energy to them. I'm assuming. But this is a really, really close game. I believe I'm at 5 prizes and she's at 4. I did just knock out that Scyther last turn. She just needs to knock out Lele and Bannete and win the game. But I have to do a little bit more complicated route because I have to try to... Knocking out Scizors is like is not the most ideal option for me. Especially since she has 4 Ace Rolls in this deck. Like my deck plays 2 and I want to play more, but 2 is all I could fit for the time being. My opponent's deck plays 4. I think the Acerola like spamming build of this deck is the best build, especially whenever you play a Solgaleo Prism and you just kind of recharge all your Scizors at the same time, or Scythers at the same time. So I do think that this is a really, really good build of, I don't want to say the best build, but I definitely think it's a really, really good build. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move, okay, so never mind. Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to knock out other things that aren't the Scyther in the active, or the Scizor in the active. No, you know what it is? I think I can attack with Buzzwole this turn because she has weakened my Bannete already, so nothing really changes if I attack because she can still Guzma for knockout. But I'm going to move another damage counter on. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and weaken that Scizor. Because if I put 70 damage on that Scizor, I believe it's in range of a knockout. Especially if it has an attack with Steel Wing. If it has an attack with Steel Wing that turn, and I put 7, I have to hit it for 160, which becomes 140. So if I put 70 damage on the Scizor, then I can knock it out with Bannete if it hasn't Steel Wing that turn. So that's kind of the goal, is to keep something active and just avoid her. Just see what I can do, right? And just move damage. If I put 100 damage on it, then I can knock it out as well. So we're just trying to maneuver damage counters, just trying to make sure that it is in range, and hopefully she doesn't get any more ace rolls. If she does get another ace roll, like I said, we just keep Guzmaing around. Of course, you're already GX, so we can only Guzma so many times, but we did put 2 Guzmas back into our deck. Once again, if we Guzma up a Lele, we do take a knockout on the Lele as well if we have a full bench and choice band. But the other issue is I don't think I have any more choice bands. If I remember correctly, I do remember that in this match, I forgot, I definitely ran out of choice bands at some point because I discarded a bunch of them using Acrobike by accident. I'm not by accident, I knew what I was doing, but I ran out too quickly. I do play 4 in this deck, but it is just the luck of the draw. The other cards are too important to toss. And choice band I can maneuver around not having, but I have to be careful in this matchup because of that. Looking at table, I top deck, trying to decide how I want to maneuver this next turn in this next play. I can't hit for 120 anymore, so my Buzzwole is not hitting for nearly as much damage, only 30 now. So it's becoming less useful, which is really good fodder, I guess, if I need it to be. I can't just attack the Scizor because I do put it in range and she'll win the game. So I'm going to manually retreat, and I'm going to hit this thing for 30. So now it's in range. Oh, actually, no, I hit it for 0. That's right. We forgot. Hit it for 0 because she's Steel Winged. So, but it is death fodder because I don't really want to stack off anything else. Excuse me. Because anything else, she can knock out the Bannetes if I attack. So I can't just attack. And I can't just leave my... I can't just give her Lele's because that gives her more Guzma targets. Like right now, she can't Guzma up a GX to win the game. She can Guzma up Sableye and win the game after she knocks this thing out, but she can't Guzma up a GX. So she's going to go ahead and Palpad, which is a really good card in this deck because you can put back those Guzmas and ace rolls. Because like I said earlier, this deck is all about abusing Guzma and ace roll at every single turn that you're not drawing. That way you can take your knockouts at all times. But I'm going to go ahead and she's going to go and retreat here. And she's gonna instead of taking a knockout here, she's gonna start weakening things. It's a weird play. I don't hate the play at all, but it does help her win the game faster, especially since she did shuffle back in Guzma. So at this point, I have to decide how I'm going to approach the fact that she has another Guzma in the deck and she could win the game that way. So I'm gonna use a switch there to switch out. I'm gonna use Guzma again and put more damage on the board. There's my last choice band, my final choice band of the whole deck. I'm looking at Sableye, deciding not to discard it because I'm running pretty thin on my deck. I can knock this thing out, leaving me with 2 more prizes to take, which means that if I can knock out that Scizor, if I can get a Guzma, at the turn that she does not attack with Scizor, since she's apparently not attacking with Scizor right now, if I can get a Guzma and knock out that Scizor, I win the game. So I do have a Guzma in the deck. I know I have a Guzma in the deck, and I know I have an energy in the deck. So I have options here. I have a way to, my game plan is pretty much getting secured at this point. So she's gonna go and attack. So at this point, okay, so here's what's happening, right? I have treasure, I'm looking through my deck, I have the Guzma in hand, I have a Rainbow Energy in the deck. So pretty much I have Acrobike in hand, I have a 1 in 3 chance of not winning this turn. Because if I get it, I can attach, ability, retreat, Guzma, you know how it is. So she's gonna tap, I'm gonna Acrobike, and boom, boom. Neither of them are neither of them are Rainbow Energy, which means that I have no way to win this turn. My opponent does have a high chance of having Guzma for game, and unfortunately, with that, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking if there's anything I can do. I can't play Judge because I don't have enough cards. I have 1 card in my deck, 2 in my hand, so which means that I'll deck out if I play Judge, which means I lose no matter what in that case. So I can't play Judge here. The only thing I can really do is attack and hope she doesn't have Guzma, because she can't knock out Lele because I've been using Bannetes to move damage counters off Lele. So literally the only thing I can do this turn is attack and hope she doesn't have Lele or Guzma in hand. because I whiffed that rainbow energy. If I landed that rainbow energy, what could have happened, right, is I could have Guzma'd, attach the rainbow energy, Guzma up the Scizor, right? Attach the rainbow energy, move the damage counter on the Scizor, retreat back into Bannete, and hit him for 140 for game, because she had 70 damage counters on there at that point. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Yeah, we're just talking this turn out, seeing if there's anything I can do to survive one more turn. I can't judge, obviously, because I'll deck out. So that's it. My rescue stretcher is prized too. So there it is. As you can see, rescue stretcher was in the top of my prizes, so I couldn't even try to fill up my deck again to judge. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But as you can see, both decks are really, really powerful in their own right. Bannete, I think, is really cool. Scizor is really, really bulky as well. So let me know what you guys think of both decks down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support in these past couple videos. Let's try to hit 50 likes on this video. It's really appreciated. You guys have been killing it with the support in these post-rotation deck matches. Let me know in the comments down below. I've had some people DM me that they want me to work on a Lapras post-rotation deck. I'll definitely work on that. Post-rotation live deck matches will be happening. Well, not just live deck matches. I'm probably going to battle viewers doing post-rotation matches as well. So on TCG. So if you do want to be a part of the viewers battling me, then join the Discord down below, and I'll tweet out whenever I want viewers. I'll put in the Discord whenever I want viewers to battle me, and we'll go from there. Anyways, drop a like, subscribe, share, all the good jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.